Alright, so in today's live, we're going to be discussing the law of assumption and why I prefer it, the mentality behind it, as opposed to the law of attraction, okay? As many of you know, if you've been following me for quite some time on this channel, which, by the way, welcome back, recurring subscribers. I definitely appreciate you. For new subscribers, feel free to click that bell icon and all that good stuff. But if you've been following me for a long time, then you know my story. You know how I got brought into manifestation as a whole. Back in 2011, I was dealing with some massive depression, and actually, on the day that I learned about manifestation, I was about to off myself, like literally. And I came across this video called The Power of the Subconscious Mind. It was a video by Greg Braden. Hey, I appreciate you, Sam. And it introduced me to the law of attraction. And for many, many years, I wasn't exactly consistent, but I learned a lot. I did apply some things, but I mostly learned, and I learned, and I learned, and I learned, and I learned so much about manifestation, the law of attraction, all that. And I remember in January, I think it was either the 14th or 17th of 2020, I got introduced to Neville Goddard and the law of assumption. And at first I was a little skeptical because literally all I've known for the past like 8 or 9 years prior just about was the law of fucking attraction, fam. And I was a little skeptical. I'm like, there's no way it's this easy. There's no way that I could just experience what I want just by assuming it. So I started learning, and then I started applying it. And I started heavily applying it. Something snapped at me. I'm like, yo, fuck this, fam. I'm gonna go all out with this. I'm gonna do everything I can to change my life. So I started heavily applying the teachings of the law of assumption in full. And bro, I've done a whole 180, 360, 720, fucking 1080 to infinity and beyond. Everlastingly growing and still growing in my life in just the 2 years that I've been doing this stuff in terms of the law of assumption. The law of assumption is so goddamn powerful, fam. And I started catching on to the law of attraction and the teachings behind it and how fucking limiting they were, bro. Like, you got people that are saying to you, you can't manifest what you want unless you're on the same frequency, within the same frequency type of field of energy, whatever you want to call it, define it as being, as well as, you know, dwelling within the same vibration of what you want. And, you know, depending on what your definition is, involving vibration, then it is what it is. But fam, you don't need to be on the same frequency to get what you want. You can get what you want regardless, okay? And I've proven that to be true, and many others have too. Like, people within the law of assumption will teach that, you know, there's some outside force that is dictating everything for you, fam. And that's not true either. And especially if you understand the power of human imagination, everybody's yourself pushed out, law of assumption, have implemented the teachers of law of assumption. You know nothing exists outside of you. But law of attraction teachers will preach that. And then they'll preach the whole idea of divine timing and all that. Like, you have to do something and then you could get something and then it will happen type of deal. I'm like, fam, no, throw that shit out the window. And oh my God, what's that other thing that, hey, I appreciate you, law of assumption backdoor. Thanks, fam. What's that other thing the law of attraction teachers preach, fam? Let's say they teach, you gotta be on the same vibration, same frequency. You know, you gotta be a fucking divine timing. You know, there's an outside force that exists outside of you. There's another thing that the law of attraction community really preaches that's severely limiting. I just can't think of it right now, but how do I pass my driving test? Simply go within your imagination and create a scene or start creating some assumptions that imply that you've already passed that driving test by any means necessarily. It went smooth, it went effortless, it was easy, you got the highest grade possible, and start indulging that assumption. Very simply put, impress the subconscious mind with the idea that you've already passed that driving test. But I can't think of it right now. If it comes to me, I'll talk about it. But my point is that the law of attraction is so fucking limiting, bro. It's limiting BS. I'm not, when I say it's BS, I'm not, god damn, it's windy. Sorry if you hear some wind in the background. I'm not saying it's BS from the standpoint of, like, it doesn't work for people, it doesn't exist. I'm not one of those types of people. I'm saying it's BS because of how fucking limiting it is, fam. The law of assumption is so goddamn simple. What you assume to be true is what's going to be true. So you can assume that you're going to manifest what you want regardless of whatever fucking vibration or frequency you're on involving the desire. Okay? Come on now. Like seriously, hang on one sec, like guys. I'm gonna close my window because it's very windy. Just give me one sec. Come on. Woo! All right. You know what I'm saying? The law of assumption is so much more powerful, in my opinion. The mentality, belief systems behind the law of assumption are so much more powerful than the law of attraction. Which, by the way, if you guys want to reach out to me for a one-on-one session, I have some discounts. I forgot to mention that at the beginning. I think I mentioned that. I don't know. But I got some discounts going on. I'm offering a 45-minute call for $80. And upon purchase, you're going to get 5-day free email coaching related days, consistent back and forth from me to you, unlimited access to me for those days. Okay, so let's get back on track. Law of attraction, some limiting BS, fam. All right, you guys are going to love that new video I got dropping today around like 4 or 5 p.m. EST, where I'm talking about pretty much versus the law of assumption and so on. And a lot of the points I did cover in today's live, but I get more in depth, and it's a very energetic for that. But fam, law of assumption is the way to go. Okay, what you assume to be true is going to be true regardless. So you could technically assume that you can experience whatever you want despite how you're feeling. Like you could create the assumption that no matter what you do, no matter what you say, no matter what you see, no matter what you hear, no matter how you feel, no matter what circumstances are prevalent, you're still going to manifest what you want. You could create that assumption for yourself, fam. You could create the assumption that everything manifests easily, quickly, and in the most fastest way possible, fam. You could create the assumption that everything you desire manifests in the most loving, easiest, and effortless ways. Okay? You could create the assumption that just by you waking up in the fucking morning means your desires are here for you now, fam. Alright? You could create the assumption that by me holding, not even drinking, holding this bottle of water means my desires are here for me. You could create any kind of assumption you want. Practice the law of assumption. Do some research. Like I said, if you guys need that additional support, I'm here for you. Just give me a holler on Instagram, Live From The End with Joey, or on email, livefromtheend@yahoo.com. Although everything's going to be posted in the first comment below as usual. Okay, but there's plenty of free content you guys can check out. Okay, I have a lot of content. A lot of other people. Sammy Ingram has a lot of fantastic content. Simple Manifesting has a lot of great content on the subject matter. Obviously, Neville Goddard. That girl Naya, whatever her name is has a lot of great content, on the law of attraction. Law of assumption. That girl Hyler has a lot of great content on law of assumption. These are all law of assumption coaches, and although I don't agree with all their methods, I don't agree with the way they teach things in full. Okay, you guys know how I feel on the aspects of time, but they are great coaches to learn from when it comes to the law of assumption. There's so many more, like Shelley Bullard, Kim Velez, obviously, Manifesting with Kimberly, Subconscious Laws. I am Sasha Official for you guys that are on TikTok. There are so many fucking coaches. Myself, obviously, me. Sherry Elizabeth, if you guys know who that is on TikTok. There are so many people to learn from that teach the law of assumption. And then there are so many people that teach the law of attraction. And don't get me wrong, there are some decent law of attraction coaches that do teach some aspects of the law of assumption, such as Law of Attraction Solutions, Robert Zink. Laura St. John, too, I'm not familiar, but maybe I'll feel inspired to check this person out if I remember. But there are some decent Law of Attraction coaches that do teach certain aspects of Law of Assumption, such as Law of Attraction Solutions, like I was just saying, Robert Zink. But most of them are fucking whack, bro. Like Eric Ho, Master Shri Akrashna, whatever the fuck his name is. Aaron Doughty, Jake Doozy, his wife Ashley Doozy, no disrespect. And I'm not saying this, I'm not calling these people out to disrespect them, but these people are some big ass channels. It doesn't fucking matter. And personally, I don't care anyways. These people are fucking limiting as hell. And it took me a while to realize that. And I'm not here to judge anybody. I'm here to let you guys know that there is an easier way. That's really what this comes down to. There is an easier way, fam. Okay? There is an easier way. The law of assumption. It's that simple. Whatever the hell you want to call it. Okay? The law of assumption is a fantastic way to manifest faster, easier, more effortlessly, in more loving ways, etc., fam. Okay? I'm telling you that right now. So, if you don't believe me, you don't have to. All I suggest is that will you test it out, okay? Because if you're willing to test it out, you're going to see an massive shifts and changes into your fucking life, bro. Okay? And I talked about this a little bit in the video that I'm uploading today. When I first practiced the law of assumption, and I started really practicing it, bro, it's 2022, we're almost into 2023. I've done a whole fucking 180, 720, 1080 in my fucking life, involving every area of my life. Love, relationships with myself, connections with myself, understanding my own power, improving my self-concept, improving my finances, clarity over who I want to be in life, what I want to do. My social media platforms have fucking improved more so than I ever thought possible. I've eradicated certain things in my life that I never thought I'd be able to remove, all by applying the teachings of the law of assumption. So that's what I'm telling you, fam. You know, I've manifested countless fucking SPs. Bro, the law of assumption is where it's at, fam. I'm telling you. Fuck the law of attraction, man. That's some limiting BS. Now, if you guys want to practice the law of attraction, just keep a fucking open mind. Keep an open mind. Okay? That's all I ask. Well, that's all I suggest. And I will ask, will you keep an open mind? Okay? Okay? Because a lot of you guys, you're in this mentality. And thank God more people are starting to awaken to their power. But a lot of you guys are in this fucking mentality where you legitimately believe that if you're feeling like shit and have resistance and shit like that, means you can't manifest what you want. It means that you're not on track. Fam, come on. Come on now. Don't assume that for your world. Fam, I created the assumption that even if I have a little bit of resistance, it means I'm still on track. Because that is an assumption that I can create for my world. There are infinite fucking possibilities and infinite realities, infinite ways of going about things, infinite assumptions that you can assume. You know what I'm saying? You can create the assumption that just because you have limiting beliefs, you could still manifest what you want. You could create the assumption that just because you're not seeing physical movement means that you're still going to get what you want. You could create the assumption that you always experience physical world movement in most loving ways. Although I don't really employ that because a lot of you guys get carried away. And I'm much more so into this. I'm more so in favor of this idea of allowing things to happen naturally. But you technically can create that type of assumption. I never understood the law of attraction. Like, we just have to visualize once and send our intentions to the universe, which decides how and when we get our manifestation. Yeah, I mean, the universe does not dictate how or when you're going to get your manifestation, because nothing is outside of you, okay? And that's another part of the law of attraction that's extreme. Those motherfuckers will tell you, you need to feel the feeling. Otherwise, you can't get it what you want. If you can't feel the feeling, you won't get what you want. You have to forget about it. You have to let it go and forget about it. Fuck you, bro. Wind it up, wind it up, wind it up. Fuck you, all right? We're not dealing with that limiting BS, fam, all right? You don't need to forget about it. Oh, I appreciate you, boss. I appreciate you. You don't need to forget about it, okay? You do not need to let go in that sense. You let go of the fear, the attachment, the worry, the doubt. Yes, that's a very beneficial thing, but you don't got to forget about it, okay? And there's no outside force that's dictating when you can receive it, okay? Meaning, there's no force outside of you that's like, oh, yeah, you'll get that shit once you raise your vibration. No, it doesn't work like that, fam. It does not work like that, okay? You want to know why my clients get massive success? You guys seen all my success stories, and there's plenty of more to share. I just don't post them all the time, but I'm going to post a good one today, so don't worry. Do you want to know what the key is to my fucking client successes, mine? Yes, applying the law of assumption, but understanding that they are the operant power of their world. Understanding that they can do whatever the fuck they want, period. Because they know their power, fam. God damn. God damn it. Oh, man. By the way, guys, this is probably going to be the last day, at least for a little bit, that I'm on live. Had to join the chat to say that's a great look on you. I appreciate you. Thank you very much. By the way, guys, it's going to be the last live that I do, at least for a couple days, a little while, maybe a week or two. You're so cool and you look good. Thank you. I appreciate you. Sexiest law of attraction, law of assumption, whatever the hell you want to call me, coach that is teaching this stuff. Sexiest male coach that is teaching this stuff. Remember that. But, probably last day I'm going to go live for a little bit. You could check the recaps that I've done over the last couple days, last like week or so. They're up and posted on the playlist tab labeled lives. How do you get rid of intrusive thoughts? A couple ways. Number one, when a thought comes up, start practicing to sit with the thought and releasing. So you sit with that thought, you become aware of it, you disassociate from it by affirming in counteractive thoughts that employ the opposite. So what do I mean by that? Let's say you have an intrusive thought pop up of not feeling chosen. You sit with that thought, you become aware of it, you let it go, and then you reaffirm thoughts that employ the opposite of that. And you continue to practice that. So you sit with that thought, that energy goes out, you reaffirm something positive, that energy goes out and redirects into something, and it turns into something positive. It turns into something confident. That's one thing you could do. Another thing you could do to improve your relationship with yourself in the sense of removing intrusive thoughts from your experience is to just start working on your fucking self-concept, man. And start continuing to work on your self-concept. Every day you should be doing something to clear out the fear. Every day you should be doing something to get a little bit better. If not every day, then every other day. If not every other day, then fucking stay consistent is basically what I'm saying, alright? You all like that Eminem shirt? Get it, boy. Lose yourself in the fucking music, fam. I'm gonna go live on Instagram today, guys. If y'all into that, if you guys want to peep that out, it's gonna be a good live. Definitely gonna post that. I've been focusing a lot on Instagram, YouTube, but yeah, I took a break from TikTok lives to focus more again on YouTube, but I'm feeling motivated to get back on TikTok and do the lives. So I'm gonna take a break from YouTube. You guys go check the recaps, but I will be back live. I always, I'm gonna make this consistent. And yeah. And by the way, whoever sees this live, whoever the fuck voted no, okay? When I posted that poll, no, I'm not being serious when I say this, but when I posted that poll saying, I think I said if I was to start doing merch, would you guys just support or not? There was some of you guys that said no, and I was kind of surprised. I think some of you guys are just playing and jerking my own fucking horn here, but if you guys really meant no, then I don't know. I don't even know what to say. Why the fuck are you on this page, fam? If you don't support what I do, if you don't, support what I say, then why the hell are you on here, fam? Because now you just look like an idiot, and I don't mean to judge, but you do. You look like a stupid idiot, as Chris Jericho would say, But other than that, guys, I'm gonna hop up out of here. You guys stay safe, stay loved. Take care. Feel free to reach out to me for that session. I am offering 3-day email coaching for $45. That sale is ending tomorrow, okay? Just curious, what are some desires you're currently manifesting? Look at you, Joey, looking fresh. I appreciate you. Some desires that I'm manifesting. Absolute financial freedom, okay? Marriage with children. Obviously, and a more improved self-concept. Those are just some, other things, like I'm manifesting an PS5, but I'm manifesting it at a discounted price because I'm not trying to pay that fucking scalper price. What was it, like 700 bills? Fuck that, fam. So, those are just some things that I'm manifesting. So feel free to reach out to me, guys, for a one-on-one session. Obviously, I'm manifesting social media improvements as well, and among other things. There's a lot of things that I'm manifesting. I manifest in every area of my life. You guys need to be doing that too. If you can't tell me at least 10 things that you're manifesting right off the bat, then that's how I know you're not really applying this and you're not really going all out with it. If you can't tell me at least 10 things right off the bat quickly that you're manifesting, then that's how I know you're not applying it. That's how I know you're half-assing it. That's how I know you're not going all out with it. And that's how I know you're probably obsessing over specific things and you're probably not living your life. All right? So feel free to reach out to me. LOI, I want a PS5. Facts, fam. Facts. So feel free to reach out to me. I am doing that 3-day email coaching deal for $45 exclusive to the YouTube fam. That is ending tomorrow, so you guys want to hop on that. Normally it's $70, so you're going to save yourselves $25, excuse me. Or we could do the 45-minute session deal that I got going on for $80, and upon purchase, you're going to get 5 unlimited access to me, okay, days of email coaching. All right, so it's 5 days unlimited access. Not a bad deal, fam, because normally I charge 45 minutes for 100. Normally I charge $100 for the 5-day email coaching. So both of those things as a bundle pack for people, I'd probably do for like $230. So you're saving yourself some good bread, fam. All right, so much love and peace. You guys stay safe, stay loved, and remember, law of assumption is where it's at. Fuck the law of attraction. The law of attraction can eat my ass. All right, much love and peace. Stay